All right, so we are on our way to another investment property. Now, this particular investment property comes with a pretty cool backstory. One, because it is a manufactured house. Now, I have never purchased a manufactured house before. I've purchased many single-family houses, I've purchased multi-family dwellings, but I never actually purchased a manufactured house. Now, when the opportunity came about, I thought I better start doing some due diligence on this because I needed to know about financing, how difficult or how easy is it for a buyer to get financing for a manufactured house. And so I started calling a mortgage broker friend of mine. He gave me some education. He educated me a little bit on the process of it. Depending on the age of a manufactured house, sometimes no financing is available, so then your buyer has to be a cash buyer. So there were a lot of factors that we needed to keep in mind and in consideration when we decided to pull the trigger on this investment property. But it actually had quite a few exit strategies that we could implement. So one, we could purchase it as a rental. We had actually considered it. We thought, let's buy it and then kind of do a little bit of remodeling to it and rent it out. Two, we thought, well, let's remodel it a little bit and then either do a lease option, kind of a rent-to-own situation, and that way the tenant takes care of all the repairs, kind of like a homeowner in training is what I like to call it. When you're a tenant on a rent-to-own scenario, you have the ability to own the property, but in the meantime, you don't own it. But because you have the ability to own it, you have to treat it like you are the owner. So if the water heater breaks, then you fix the water heater. It's not a traditional rental property where you would call your landlord to fix it. So rent-to-owns are great scenarios for both parties. I think it can be a win-win for both the seller and the buyer. We also thought about just doing a traditional seller finance, not a lease option, but seller finance it to someone, require a large down payment and a higher monthly mortgage payment. And then, of course, we considered the good old-fashioned fix and flip. So because we had so many exit strategies that would work well, it wasn't like one strategy was going to work and the other ones wouldn't work that well, and we just kind of considered them for the fun of it. They all worked really well. We could have implemented any of those exit strategies. So we thought, why don't we purchase this property, start doing some remodeling on it, and maybe even do what's called wholesaling. Maybe we'll even try and wholesale it. So there was even that situation, that scenario. And we could have even wholesaled it. Wholesaling, for those of you that don't know, is when you purchase a property, you kind of clean it up. In this particular case, we had 5 dumpsters at the property throwing stuff away that was inside and outside in the yard. So a traditional buyer or a lot of new investors would go look at the property and they'd probably been scared away. So wholesaling is basically where you go in, you clean it all up, you maybe even do some light demo, but that way when somebody comes up, the house is totally clean. They realize this is a rehab project, but they're not intimidated by 5 dumpsters worth of garbage all throughout the house, in and out. And so wholesaling was even a strategy, and we could have even wholesaled it, just locked it up, purchased it, gave it to somebody else, and they could have dealt with it. So there were so many opportunities. So long story short, we started remodeling the property. While remodeling the property one day, a gentleman came by and had asked one of the contractors if he was the owner and if he was planning on selling the property. Of course, the contractor then referred this gentleman to me, at which point I had a conversation with this individual, and he was in a hurry to buy. He was looking for something to purchase. Now, here's what's also really interesting about this manufactured home. So as far as single family residence, meaning you own the land, not a condo, meaning you're not connected to a neighbor who's above you, below you, to the right of you, to the left of you, like you legitimately are a single family residence on your own yard. You own your own yard. We're not in a mobile home park where we have to pay mobile home park fees or rent. We're actually in a subdivision, meaning that we own our own yard. We can do whatever we want in the yard, which is way better than a mobile home park, because now you're just paying lot rent. You're just paying rent to park there. You don't own the land. This particular investment, we own the land. So with this particular situation, this mobile home, excuse me, this manufactured house on its own lot, here's what's interesting. Right now, at this very moment, at the price that we were going to sell it at, even all fixed up, we were going to be the cheapest house in all of Salt Lake County. So all the way up there on Wasatch, on the East Bench, to out to Magna, out to downtown Salt Lake, all the way to the point of the mountain. There is no house cheaper for sale right now in all of Salt Lake County than this, which means I currently own the cheapest house for sale in all of Salt Lake County. It's not often you get to say that. You don't often get to say you own the cheapest house for sale in all of Salt Lake County, where you still own the land, right? There were actually manufactured houses and mobile homes that I saw that were cheaper, but they don't own the land. They're actually paying lot rent. They're paying a mobile home park rent, and so that's a little bit of a different investment in that we actually own the dirt, we own the yard. You get to do whatever you want. It's your own personal yard. So as of right now, I own the cheapest house for sale in all of Salt Lake County. Probably not as cool as saying I own the most expensive house, but nonetheless, how many people can say that? So where I'm going with all this is we were in the middle of renovating the property, and this individual happened to drive by, chat with my contractor, and basically he needed to find a place relatively quickly, and gave me a call and asked me, you know, what would I be willing to sell the property right now in its as-is condition, which threw me off guard because I did not anticipate selling it, now. I thought we would put it on the market once it was all done. So basically came up with a price, did a little negotiation, and came to an agreement on a price that worked for the both of us. And so now we're under contract. We're scheduled to close tomorrow, and he's a cash buyer, which is great because I don't have to worry about the whole financing issue. And we are going to go take a peek at this property. I wanted to take this opportunity to film a video to show you guys this investment opportunity. All right, so we're almost there, and I will turn on the camera once we get there. All right, so we are here at the property, and you can see I've already got the door open, so why don't we go inside, take a peek really quickly here. Okay, so you walk in to this front area, and you walk right into the family room kind of area. So you've got the hallway right there. This is the family area. We just laid down this new laminate flooring. It looks really nice in here. I'm gonna come stand over here in this corner and kind of do a reverse look. So there's the front door we just came in, and as you can see, this kind of looks into the dining area right there. Right at the front door is the kind of probably where you'd set up a table, then in the living room, and then of course the kitchen over there. What we did in the kitchen is these upper cabinets were actually in great shape, so we just kind of painted them, had them refinished. However, the lower cabinets were in really bad shape, so we actually bought brand new cabinets and then installed a new countertop on top, and it looks really good. And a new sink. So we were actually going to get some appliances after everything was said and done. So these are the old appliances that are still there. And then over here is where we were going to finish kind of a nice little pantry. And got the fridge right here. And then you've got a back door right there, but it's actually got two back doors. Down there in the hallway, you'll see there's another back door. And then you come over into here, and you got the dryer hookup. And then on the other side, you got the washer hookup. So it's really nice. You got a washer dryer hookup right off the kitchen. So here is the kitchen, like I said. We did not get a chance to finish the remodel. We were going to finish it all out, but didn't get that opportunity. Got some new windows that we had put in. Some windows were broken. A lot of the windows actually were in great shape. So it's a 2-bedroom. You can see the other exterior door right there. Got a bedroom right here. And it's actually a really good sized bedroom. I'm going to come stand in that corner right here and turn around. Got a closet right there. And kind of another closet here. This probably was the master, and you had a his and hers closet. But you could see, I mean, from there, that side, all the way to this side, it's actually pretty big. I'm not sure if you can really get a feel for how big it is on camera, but on video. Okay, and then, like I said, we finished the laminate flooring all the way down the hall. We basically did laminate flooring in the whole house, with the exception of the 2 bedrooms, and of course the bathroom, which we put new tile. So here's the other exterior back door. So you have 2 back doors, depending on if you're in the kitchen or you're back here in the bedrooms. So we got some new tile put in, and then we were going to kind of finish up the bathroom again. We did not get a chance to, so this is the finished product before the new buyer comes in and does his special touches to it. So we got a buyer who wants to come in, finish it up himself, do the work himself, he said. So we basically are coming to the project for the last time. And so this is the second bedroom, but again, it's a pretty good size. They actually had like a makeup bar right here. You can see the lights and a mirror, and kind of cool. So that is pretty much the tour of the house. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them down in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And hey, please, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up.